Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. Sunset and Ree are here to join the conversation. Welcome back, ladies. And you don't want to miss this lineup. First up, there are more people unemployed than there are jobs available for the first time since 2021. And entertainment news, rumor has it, Ciara just legally added Russell Wilson's last name to her son with Future. Talk about a headline that has the social media buzzing left and right, all over the place. Later, we're diving into Girlfriend's Guide and, of course, unpopular opinion. So pull up a seat and join the discussion because you're watching POV. For the first time since 2021, we've hit a strange twist in the job market. There are now more people unemployed than there are jobs available. Think about that. Millions of folks are out here searching, applications flying, interviews piling up, but the openings just aren't keeping pace. Fewer opportunities are on the table. So now we've got qualified people waiting longer to land work while the market cools down. So what does this really mean for everyday people?
I don't know because Checker's always hiring. You can start today. If
Yeah.
Lord, I got to go, honey. No, for real. Everybody, when you have absolutely nothing, I'm gonna go get what is available if I really need it.
That is true.
You will go do what you have to do.
I don't know if Checkers is hiring though. I go there from time to time to get a project, and it's never anybody working.
Well, they need somebody. They need somebody, but do they want somebody? Nobody don't want to go there.
No, that's not true.
Okay, wait,
Not
say
true.
something.
Because I want to stay right where we took it. Because I have been at the lowest of the lowest, and I applied for those jobs. They told me I was unqualified.
Wow.
That was
Overqualified. You went to Checkers?
No, I went to McDonald's.
I said Checkers.
McDonald's.
I said Checkers.
McDonald's is lower than Checkers.
No, baby, Checkers is lower than McDonald's.
Try Checkers.
Checkers don't even give toys and they happy.
Right. No,
How dare you,
I'm
Checkers?
overqualified. I did a lot of low-end jobs.
serious.
I did over 400 plus applications,
know.
y'all. I'm talking about real. I don't even want to say it. Really low down jobs.
Yeah.
They told me straight up I was overqualified.
I've heard this.
So
yes.
I didn't know what to do.
You know what my remedy would be? Temporarily, they need to shut down some of the admissions at these colleges, baby, because y'all rob these people of this money for these degrees that they're going into debt for and can't get no job when they get out, baby. Shut it down.
True.
But it's crazy how he's sending all the people back that he say that has been taking all of our jobs, and then we still have no jobs to get. So
Because they never wanted the jobs in the first place. They allow all these illegal aliens when nobody's gonna do the jobs that they doing. They ain't wiping no toilets. They ain't turning over no bloody beds at the dirty motels, and they ain't fixing no roof in 2 days.
We never had jobs though.
Are we saying that then it's the quality of jobs, that those jobs are open, people just don't want to take
No, they were not ever quality of jobs. There were people who I found out were on Indeed. Their job was to pretend that there was a lot of job openings. Wow. So you would have fake jobs on Indeed being posted, and people would apply for them thinking that it was an opportunity. The whole time, it was never a job, so that they can hike up the job market. Right. I learned about this because I, again, was unemployed. I had a degree, so I'm trying to figure out everything. I'm applying. Whole time there's people playing in your face. I did so many interviews, and I'm like, wait, I'm looking up the places. This don't even exist on the internet. Come to find out, these people are in position, to make up fake jobs that were available the whole time. The job was never even available.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of how we heard about that scam. I think it was last year where there were so many houses or rentals on the market, and these people just had them up, and they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of application fees. When you was never
got the apartment. It's a hoax. And then with AI happening right now, I know there's not an influx of job opportunities, but on the other end of that stick, y'all, more people are leaning on side jobs. They're leaning on side gigs. They're getting more creative.
Yeah.
We had a lot of time to sit with ourselves. So more people are finding out what they're good at. So that may be contributing to that as well. People are making more money being themselves on social media, marketing, you know, affiliate marketing. There's people leaning onto that because they had to be in that stage of not having a job for so long during the pandemic. So people are like, look, what exactly?
But you know what's so
it.
crazy about that? As a person like me who always been on social media, when I didn't get so much into TikTok, but when I was trying to convert over there and when they shut it down, that was like an eye opener for me. Like, because there's people that make thousands and thousands a month. And they literally was going to take that away. So it's so scary to even be an influencer for real, put your all into it, because at any day.
But think about it. On the same token, though, it's scary, but it's still a blessing, because if you think about it, that app could shut down, but those brands will still want to work with you because of your influence. And that's the main thing. That's what I'm saying. People are learning, like, you are the brand. You are the money. So if you're the money, I don't care what shut down, you're going to be able to generate money because you are the money.
It's so funny to think about as well, because this market is just out of control, and it's really just disgusting to see. But it's crazy too, because I get calls and text message every single day. If I show you my phone, it's gonna be a shame. Of companies reaching out to me saying that they received my resume.
The data breach. Where you get it from? I'm like, hold on, I ain't applied.
I just hang up. I'm like, I don't have a resume.
I get those scam likelies every single day. I don't know if it's a client or if it's scam likely. I just stop answering. You apply for this job. You're the best candidate. Start today. What?
That's what that's so scary.
It is scary. But there is a healthy unemployment rate. So it's the 4.6% to 5%. Like, they want it to be that way. So it seems like, well, the system.
I get a little.
What it was supposed to do is increase matches between job openings and seekers, but obviously that is not the case at this point. This is a crisis, you think?
It is.
Absolutely. For people not having jobs, but have student loans that you can't even get rid of.
I want to say this, though, for anybody listening. It's never more money, more problems, okay? It's always more problems, more money, because the most millionaires are made when the economy is down and there's more problems. So as long as you have a solution to a lot of people's problems, you're going to make money. It don't matter if it's the Great Recession.
Okay, that's good. Sierra has officially added Russell Wilson's last name to her son, future Zaire. So now he carries both Wilson and Wilburn. Okay, well, families immediately noticed and had a whole lot to say from courtside appearances at the U.S. Open post that read, future Wilson. Now, this is deeper than celebrity news. It's about identity, family bonds, and the choices we make when blending households. So have y'all heard that this is what's going on? This last name change.
Good job. Good job.
Good
job. We are totally with it. You want that child to feel inclusive. You want that child to feel part of the family. He stepped in. They're already married legally. She's already taken the steps. I think it happened way too late. It should have been happened, if you ask me. That's what I think.
So you feel that changing the last name really affects a child's sense of identity?
Well, he didn't change it. Well, she added it on, and that's a very big thing to say, because
that's really inclusive.
That's
not
inclusive, right? That's very considerate, considering she didn't have to consider. But I do want to say this: by law, they're not legally allowed to do that without his consent if his name is on the birth certificate. So then we have to take into effect that he probably agreed to this. So it's like, okay, if he agreed, good job. Good job to everybody.
It's just so sad that everybody always have something to say about their marriage and this little boy.
Right, because I was wondering, why is this such a big deal?
Exactly. This boy has never been treated wrong in the public or nothing like that. So if this
and we've never seen him with his real daddy.
Well, you got to understand, it's the daddy's fans that are like this. You got fans that are so crazy.
So many of us black, I'm talking about us black men. So many of our black men, they are so mad. Oh, Sierra, like, she's been a good mother. She's a wife. The son is included. He treats this little child like it's his own son.
And then at the end of the day, I think people are also excluding the fact or the option that this could have very well been something that little Future agreed to and wanted. So, my mom and my dad, they were married for a time. They had 3 kids together. After they got divorced, my mom had another daughter. And and for years my sister would always like ask when she was younger why she didn't have our last name. Because my mom kept my dad's last name after divorce, and so I mean that was a whole thing for years. Even like for a while when she would create like her email account, she would always like use our last name.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And now she's older and she's grown and she thrives and she loves her dad's last name and her dad. She still feel like Loki, she was my dad.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the trauma that you're creating for that child. Because if you think about it, they got to go to school and hear their names with their siblings. So when their siblings like mom and dad, they're already feeling like they're separated in a few. You have to go like all the way against the grain to say, you know what, I need to figure out a way to make my child feel included. And I think having the same last name is so important. You get called about it, field trips, so much things happen where that child is hearing their name and they're going to have to process what's happening. So you want to make sure you're doing your part as a parent, and I think she did phenomenal by doing that.
What about changing your child's last name?
What do you mean?
After birth to reflect like the new family.
Oh, absolutely.
You change it, you would include it.
Yes.
Hyphenate it.
Absolutely.
Because that's what's happening.
I think it's up to the child though, and it depends at what point of life it is, because sometimes, you know, when you wait so long, this child has created an identity with who they've always been. You know, and so like for instance, like my oldest son, I'm unmarried right now, so we have the same last name, and even in, you know, considering getting married and things like that, I always considered maybe hyphenating because I didn't want him to feel excluded because the other kids, you know,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. And what about when celebrities do this in public? But it wasn't really in public that she changed. She just she put it on the last name.
Well,
on
Russell
then everybody ran with it.
Russell,
Oh, he did.
He took a picture and he put, you know, future.
He let you know, Keisha was wondering, baby, I'm the pappy.
As a child, think about it though. As a child, doesn't it feel good for someone to have your back and just speak up for you? You know what I mean? That feels amazing.
The crazy part is she's almost starting to look like.
That's what I'm saying. I love that.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but don't you go anywhere. Coming up in Girlfriend's Guide, we're talking about how second chances could be your blessing in disguise. Right after this, stay tuned. You're watching POV.
Hey y'all, thank you for sticking with us on this quick commercial break. We have a question for you guys at home as well as one for us at the table. In a time where everybody thinks they are Casper, why do y'all think ghosting has become so common? Like, what's up?
People are not with it, okay?
Not with it. As a person who played Casper, I just don't have time. I don't have time. It's like, I'm not confrontational, and I really don't like uncomfortable conversations either. Especially because you have to just pick and choose your battles, because you have people who just literally wait to want to respond, to want to go back, to want to get some of your energy, and I'm not willing to give it.
But sometimes do you think that like ghosting can kind of like make it seem like you're emotionally, or someone is like emotionally unintelligent?
Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely. But in that regard though, right, if somebody is ghosting you, then that's your cue to disengage. Like I think it's a sign on both ends. Like, so what? If people are doing that, then that's not your person. That's not your people. And it's just that simple.
It's really that simple.
Yeah,
that's me too. Like I know I used to always say when I was younger, like in friendships, relations, baby, once you don't like me,
But I think ghosting sometimes, like you said, it's because people have had enough.
Yeah.
You know, and I know for me, I'm kind of ghosting somebody. I don't want to say ghosting, but I'm just kind of like not talking because honestly, I don't want to be disappointed knowing that a follow-up wasn't made, knowing that everything that you have to tell me, you didn't do it.
You're my
and now I just like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear
that
a lame
ghosting,
excuse.
but what if I don't want to talk for a couple of days? I need
Y'all,
time.
we done ran out of time. We ran out of time. But let us know in the comments if you have been ghosted, if you be ghosting people, and how do you feel about ghosting as a whole? We'll be right back to the show.
Welcome back. Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Y'all know, let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So sometimes love well, I believe in love. I think it's all the time. Deserves a second shot. Studies show that nearly 7 out of 10 people who are remarried report that they're happier the second time around. Why? Experience teaches lessons. Couples communicate better, set clearer boundaries, and enter relationships more intentionally. Psychologists call it the growth effect, turning past heartbreak into wisdom that strengthens love the next time. But can a second chance at love really lead to a stronger, more fulfilling relationship, or is it still a gamble? I didn't like the gamble part.
I want to jump right in real quick now. If y'all wasn't with us on the commercial break, we were talking about ghosting, and Raquel did say she likes to ghost people, but she also said that she believes love deserves a second chance. So which one is it?
What is it? This is really about the love.
Raquel said love.
This is not about that. But I do believe that love deserves a second chance. You know, you've been married before. It didn't work.
Love deserves more than a second chance.
Absolutely.
Love is the ultimate life goal to me. I don't know why people are so against love. Love is so beautiful. Like, I'm going to try over.
That's why they're scared.
But I'm going to try over and over again. When you are really in love, you can get the best experience of life. So I just think you should never give up on love. I don't care if it's the third time or the fourth time. But to me, I don't know why we're throwing these fancy words like growth effect when all it is the more data you have, the better your outcome. If I did it once before, I could do it better the second time. If a cat jumps on the floor and it hurts itself, it's probably going to think twice before it does it again. It's just the nature of people and things, and even animals. It's the nature of things.
But I think before you do the love again, please heal yourself, because you can be so hurt off a prior situation, and then a person comes in and they're everything you ever wanted, and you can literally mess up off past experiences. So make sure before you want to be in love that you're ready for all that, because don't mess up nobody else.
And listen, I do want to jump in real quick too, because adding on a little bit to the topic, of doubling back in love. I can't remember the scripture, but I remember when I was reading the Bible a couple weeks ago, I came across the scripture that was talking about like if your first wife, like if you get a divorce and your first wife is not dead, that's still your wife. You got to go back and be with her. So, maybe, I don't know, it's a biblical aspect to it. Maybe you need to double back, or you want to double back because God's saying, baby, the second wife you had is not your wife. Go back to the first one.
Dang.
I've been seeing people preaching about that, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. Even though, it's
in the word.
It's in the Bible. Correct. So that makes me scared to even get married if I don't know that that's the one, because what if I really don't? Like what?
Right.
I really have to be stuck with him until he dies.
No, well, you better go through that Bible.
Maybe he wasn't the one God was
with. You got to see if he take advantage of one of them loopholes.
Use your common sense, y'all. Do not do that. If that man is abusing you, and God forbid, sexually, physically.
The Bible talks about that as well. There are loopholes and ways out, but if you just didn't like him no more, baby, go back to your husband. That's still your husband.
I don't think nobody divorcing just because they don't like him.
Oh, that's what
I gotta find out
because they don't like him.
Right.
They divorced because the thing ain't thinging. They divorced.
That's valid.
Oh my God! You say that's valid?
No, but seriously, what Reese said. I want to go back to what Reese said, because she said make sure you heal. Honestly, just being in the space that I'm in, I realize healing doesn't have a timeline. And I used to be that person that's like, heal, heal, heal. Some people actually heal through other experiences. And somebody had to teach me that. And that's why I said I have a different perspective on that. And I'm not quick to say, oh, heal before you jump into something. Well, that next relationship or that next experience may be the reason why you become the person you are. And some people need that. Some people need to have somebody tell them, like, sis, this ain't right, or a man to tell them, all those ways you did wasn't right. Lord, I can't deal with it, but this is what I would like you to correct. And that may be where that person gets that healing. It was brought to my attention, and so when I hear that, I always want to make sure I add that in there. Like, some people do heal through other relationships. I just am not that person.
Well, I think also the healing also comes with being being responsible, being accountable.
Is there ever an end to healing though? Are you ever truly fully healed?
Always.
It don't seem like it because I thought I was just healed.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
triggered.
You're not healed till you see how you respond to your
Like it's not ever 100%.
Yeah, I don't think there's no such thing as being healed 100%.
I think that sometimes we call things triggers because it's a term that is like so widely used now, but we don't realize sometimes it's not a trigger, it's just a test. It's just it coming back up, and maybe it bothers you a little bit, and that's your time to cast that thing down. It's just an imagination instead of bringing it back to life. You're like, oh my God, I'm triggered. I hate him again. You know what I'm saying? No, you just needed to say, baby, I ain't thinking about you going with your day now.
But I think that's why it's also relationship with God, because then at that point you're not necessarily falling into religion, but you're falling into that dialogue with the Lord that he can explain whether this is really a trigger and say, well, this is something you haven't dealt with. We need to deal with this. Or if it's really the test to say, I need to know that you have passed this so we can move on to the next level. Because a lot of times that's what it is character building. Did we really change? Is this still something we're going to behave this way every time something like this comes up? Are we holding what happened before in the past that someone did? Are we holding it on to this person now and they had nothing to do with it in the first place? But that's why I think even when it comes to a marriage being broken, at times we really need to think about there's two people involved. And I can't say one person is 100% the problem because we all need to look at our responsibility in that relationship. Where are we accountable at? Look introspective to say this is something I know I need to change and work on that. But you're going to be tested on it. You're going to have that moment when you're like, am I better? That's the question.
You don't know until you're tested.
Right.
Yeah, you don't know until you're going
and that's that is so real. You don't know until you're, because you can think you're super healed until
aren't you going to be amazing if you never had problems? You're going to show up really good, but you don't know if you believe in God, if you have faith in all that, if you're not tested. I don't know if you're loyal until you put to test.
Right.
If you never saw no beautiful woman to get tested on, how would I know that you won't leave me for that beautiful woman? You got to get in the fire. You got to get in the jungle.
Take your time.
What do you say? He love you, that you love him because you do what he say.
There you go.
And that's what he knows.
My God, I know that's right. Okay.
All right. Well, it's time for the part of the show where we stir the pot. I think we already did it. Always, right?
This pot done been stirred.
It's fine, honey. We're going to stir it a little more and share opinions that make you think. We don't always see eye to eye, but that's the point. So welcome to Unpopular Opinion. Okay, the Trump administration is reportedly considering revoking the right of transgender individuals to own firearms, following a recent mass shooting in Minneapolis allegedly committed by a transgender woman. This move has sparked widespread criticism within the LGBTQ community and advocates arguing that it unfairly targets a vulnerable community. But here's the thing, transgender people account for only 0.1% of mass shooters in the U.S. So, is this policy a necessary step for public safety, or is Trump just singling out a minority group?
Absolutely not. We got to stop. I'm just really over this. The statistics shows that they only account for 0.1%. So in what reality are you protecting anybody? A majority of mass shooters are predominantly what?
White.
Exactly. So let's be clear. You're not trying to protect anybody but your people. It's all this race baiting things that he does that really bothers me, because people really fall blindly for it. Yeah, what really are we talking about? I'm really sick of this man kind of targeting people and making people become a target who had nothing to do with the actual issue at hand, which is you're a lunatic.
Well, they say because of mental illness.
That's insane.
But I'm like, wait a second. So if it's 0.1% and they have the mental illness,
but what about the other
mental
illness?
Right. So why aren't those firearms being taken away?
You're not going to make me go against my right mind to understand that a group that amounts for less than 0.1% is the reason you're going to protect me from the group that amounts for less than 1%.
Yeah.
Get out of
and
here.
then the fact is that all people deserve equal rights.
Right.
And that's period. Now, I want to say period except for the right to marry, but I'm going to get up and leave
Well, it's equal rights to be treated with dignity as a human being.
As a human being. Yes.
Like,
I agree. I don't got too
those
much
are the
to
rights.
say.
Right.
But why they can't have a gun?
Like, come on, they gotta protect
the men
themselves
is
as
stunning
well.
the men, the girls is stunning the girls. They not stunning no gun.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think it makes any sense.
It doesn't. Let's not try to make it make sense.
But it's also like, is it coming after a group of people vulnerable just because now you just want to open that road to start taking other people's rights?
Yes.
See, and that's what I don't like.
Exactly.
A right being taken away from people, and you like, shoot, it ain't me
Right.
until it becomes
you.
Right. We gotta care about this stuff because the next person on the chopping block is you.
Yeah, just like with all of those other immigrants that ain't Mexican, didn't have no problem what's happening to the Mexican people, baby, and it's gonna be you tomorrow.
Exactly.
The Haitians, Jamaicans, and everybody else. Baby, I got people in hiding right now.
Hide it. Oh, please don't tell them. Don't let them have to come and ask you who.
Right.
I don't know nobody.
Right.
Do y'all feel that this policy crosses the line for safety, discrimination?
Absolutely.
Be over
Somebody
there
needs
worrying
to
about
sue.
them varicose veins and everything else he got going on, and that good old toupee and that mustard and ketchup tan. That's what he needs to be concerned about right now, baby. Let's get into this weekend, baby. It's Friday.
It is Friday. And what about the covering up of the
Get out of makeup artist.
with that? Yeah, that was not working out. All right, well, y'all, it is Friday, and that's a wrap for today's episode. But before we wrap, we want to leave you with a quote. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Thanks for hanging out with us on POV. And don't forget, you can catch us Monday through Friday only on AFRO TV. Thank you.